When Queen Seondeok took the throne of Silla, the first thing she built wasn't a palace. It wasn't a fortress or a grand monument to her own power. She built Queen Seondeok, an astronomical observatory, a tower pointing directly to the heavens. Her court was baffled. The people whispered in the streets, "Why does the queen spend her night watching the stars?" They asked, "Is she trying to talk to spirits?" Others scoffed, "Is she predicting war from the constellations?" They thought it was foolish. They laughed. Until the day her predictions started coming true. One night, as Seondeok gazed up at the cosmos, she saw something that made her blood run cold. The star that was said to guide the fate of the Silla kingdom had dimmed. It was a terrible omen. She immediately summoned her top generals. "A rebellion is coming," she told them, her voice firm. "Prepare yourselves for an attack on the capital." They exchanged skeptical glances. How could she possibly know? They didn't believe her. 3 nights later, the revolt began, exactly as she had foreseen. Baidum, a powerful and ambitious noble, was the one who led the charge. He publicly declared that a woman was unfit to rule, and with thousands of soldiers at his back, he marched on the capital city. The entire kingdom trembled on the verge of civil war. Her own council panicked, begging her to flee, to save herself. But Queen Seondeok stood her ground. She refused to run. Instead, she gave a bold order: "Light the beacons." Giant fire beacons were ignited on hilltops across the kingdom. Blazing so brightly, they lit up the night sky as if the stars themselves had fallen to earth. The message was clear, sent to her enemies and her people alike: Silla does not bow. For 10 brutal days, Baidum's forces hammered against the capital's defenses, trying to break through. But Seondeok's generals, the very same men who had once doubted her wisdom, now fought like lions. Inspired by her courage, they defended their queen, the queen who could read the future in the stars. On the 11th day, the rebellion collapsed. Baidum was captured and executed. His final bitter words were, "A woman should never rule." And history has been mocking him ever since. Even on her deathbed, Queen Seondeok's connection to the future remained. She spoke one last prophecy to her court: "When the peony blooms without its fragrance, the kingdom will face great sorrow." Months after she passed, a new war broke out, plunging Silla into conflict once more. Her final warning had come true. Queen Seondeok ruled not with brute force, but with an intelligence sharper than any sword. She built Korea's first observatory, predicted rebellion from the stars, and proved to a skeptical world that a woman could not only rule, but lead with a wisdom that seemed to come from the heavens themselves. So, let me ask you, would you trust the stars if they warned you of danger? Tell me what you think in the comments below, and subscribe for more stories of untold queens whose power reshaped history.